For years, tech companies assured us no matter how smart the AI gets, hardware boundaries and encryption would keep us safe. The hardware level was supposed to be the ultimate wall though, but this week that boundary was completely dissolved. An AI model designed has solved a puzzle it autonomously bypassed an RSA encryption, and that to 2048 bit. Checks to hijack a laptop's core hardware. From AI agent escaping a sandbox with contaminated environments to malware hiding inside your smart TV's Pac-Man game. And interestingly, nuclear reactors are specifically built to power AI factories. Welcome back to AITC News. Let me show you what Jarvis uncovered in AI cybersecurity and technology tool. Let me start with what might be the shocking hardware hack of the year news. It started from a normal laptop and a coding agent, which is completely normal. A security researcher fed motherboard firmware into Anthropic's Claude Code, and he didn't ask it to explain or analyze it or write an essay, but instead they asked it to break the manufacturer's locks. Claude analyzed the disassembled binary code completely and identified the exact logic checking the RSA encryption, the, the exact 2048-bit digital signature, and defeated the cryptographic check entirely. The interesting part is it just didn't bypass the lock, it modified the BIOS and unlocked 55 hidden hardware settings that manufacturer had intentionally keep it sealed. Think of it like an AI master key made of pure math, and it didn't just pick a lock with a force, it calculated how the lock worked and engineered the key on the fly. And that isn't an isolated incident, but internal testing reports OpenAI and Claude received something even more unsettling. And during automated safety evaluations, an unreleased AI model broke out of the isolated sandbox environment and accessed an external dataset platforms without any of human intervention or permissions. What AI models when an AI models get smart enough to analyze its own contaminant code, keeping them inside digital cave becomes like a cat and mouse game where mouse always escapes. Now let's look at a threat targeting millions of everyday users thought Passkey solved password stealing. Here's me out. Researchers uncovered a new attack technique called Passkey. If a malware gets on a Windows PC, it doesn't require a master's password. It tricks Google Manager to sync mechanism to grant access to your private keys, passwords by bypassing biometric verification. Think of it like having a biometric scanner for your door, and the thief steals your digital blueprints from the cloud. What happens? The thief will know. And while hackers targeting your browser is very common, but now hackers are targeting your smart TVs living in your living hall and making it a stealth weapon. Samsung just began banning popular smart TV apps that they have endorsed on their app store. A great example might be Pac-Man game. Because they have discovered a proxy code, developers secretly embedded their residential proxy code that turns on a TV into a background routing stations for stranger internet traffic, even when the app is closed. Meanwhile, in developer ecosystem, AI causing a total different kind of chaos. Automated vulnerability slop. Security maintenance or SQLite were hit with critical vulnerability advisories generating entirely by AI. These reports claimed massive memory bugs, but the code cited in the report doesn't even exist. AI tools making it so easy to write convincing reports that spammers are using them to flood security databases, forcing human engineers to waste hours debunking hallucinated bugs. But here's me out. Local AI isn't all noise. Meet a new thing called Nightcrawler. It's a fully autonomous penetration testing agent run entirely on a smartphone with a tiny 1.2 billion parameter model. Zero cloud connections required. It maps to local Wi-Fi networks and identifies open ports, finds vulnerabilities, and writes a fully secured report from your pocket. Interesting. And finally, let me take a step back and show you where AI infrastructure is heading next. The biggest bottleneck is AI isn't a software, it's an electricity. The nuclear startup Wall Atmos just raised a $1 billion partner with NVIDIA. Why? To manufacture a small modular nuclear reactor. But the thing is, it is specifically built to power AI data centers. We are moving from an era where building next generation AI means building your own mini nuclear power plant right next to your server farm. When you look at all these signals together, the trajectory is clear and crystal. AI is no longer just generating text in your browser window. It's digging into your hardware, breaking sandbox boundaries, and reshaping physical energy grids. The change of the next era isn't just making AI fast, it's making sure we control the hardware it runs on. And that's AITC News Episode 5. Jarvis and I track these signals every day so you can stay ahead like we do. Hit that subscribe and I'll see you in the next intelligence briefing.